Click. All right, we're live. I guess that would be kind of annoying in the microphone. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's a new one. I've never seen that before. Did you?
No, never.
That red bar across. Well, hello everyone.
It's just letting us know it's doing its thing.
It's doing its thing. So we're back again. Just like Donald Trump at an impeachment trial.
Just like a Trump impeachment. And just like we said we would be.
Exactly.
Thursday nights now.
Thursday nights. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For some reason I have trouble remembering our time zone. I'm like, why? I've lived here my entire life. How do I not know this?
Because when they changed daylight saving time here, a lot of people thought we changed time zones. And actually, Indiana did change time zones.
Because we went to Eastern Standard.
We went from Central to Eastern, but that was ages ago.
Okay. Yeah.
But then we adopted daylight saving time, and then people thought, oh, we're moving back to Central time, and it's like, no. And there are still parts of Indiana that are on Central time, like super north and over by Chicago, because Chicago's on Central time, and it makes no sense for. I'm trying to think. I think Hammond is on Central time, but like Hammond might as well be Illinois.
I wish they would just get rid of our time change though every year though, and just keep it to where it's later in the summer.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense anymore. Because the whole point of daylight saving time was railroads.
Oh, and they're slowly being phased out.
Well, but I mean, it's not the main infrastructure of the country anymore, so it's kind of pointless, and actually robs you of daylight during the winter.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, an hour, but still.
It's kind of pointless now. And plus, there's just something depressing about waking up when it's dark and getting home when it's dark. And it's cold out. At least if it was in the summer, it'd be like, at least it feels good. But no.
I don't wake up till the crack of 9. I know you're up earlier than that.
Not much, but I mean, I don't go in super early. A lot of people got it worse than I do, but
I did previously.
Yeah.
With a roofing job, I was up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, getting up, driving 2 hours, and then being somewhere for 12, 14 hours, and then doing it all over again. That was fun.
And before anybody asks, no, I'm not a Starbucks shill. This isn't water. They were just out of the dragon fruit pieces. It's still the flavor.
Oh.
Some people are like, oh, look at him. He buys his water at Starbucks now.
No, I was just assuming you filled it with tap water.
Oh, well, yeah. Nope, it's still same great taste. I just don't need the fruit pieces. Which actually, I gotta admit, I kind of prefer it without the fruit pieces.
It doesn't get stuck in the lid.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got
good old Icelandic. Oh, that's water from a glacier.
It's got a pH of 8.4. It's super, super cold. Actually, this is just tap water because this bottle is $3 a bottle.
Yeah, it's like Voss water, which is amazing, but
I've actually been drinking higher pH waters because it's actually pretty beneficial for you.
Do they just add minerals to it, right?
I don't know. I believe what they tell me on the internet.
Oh, right. If Alex Jones says it's good for you, then goddamn.
I'll pay $3 for a bottle of water.
I'll definitely pay $3 for a bottle of water.
I'm a little retarded, though.
Yeah, but Voss water, I think, isn't Voss water like $6 or $8 depending on where you buy it? Like, that's ridiculous.
No, it's only like.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not very expensive. It's only like $3 too, as well.
Is it? I don't know where I'm getting that. Oh, probably because.
I don't even believe it's like as high as pH.
Oh no! It's not what I'm getting at. So I actually recently learned too, the 0-calorie Powerade, which is essentially just water with minerals because it's 0 calories, 0 sugar. It's actually it's amazing, but they inject the electrolytes in it through the minerals. So I find that's like my go-to workout drink because again, 0 calories, but it tastes great and it might be in my head, but I notice a difference, as far as
Have you tried any pre-workout yet?
No.
I'm telling you. It's like crack. You take that about 30 minutes before, it's insane.
So How to Beast, a channel I follow, they just came out with...
Did he say not to?
No. He's all about pre-workout, but he just came out with... He partners with Transparent Labs. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They make a bunch of that stuff, like the protein powders and the pre-workouts.
Sounds familiar. Does do... I believe another famous...
You follow a channel that uses it too. I can't remember. Jesse something.
Jesse James West?
Yes.
Yes, his channel is very entertaining.
He's really tight with David De Las Morenas of How to Beast. So they do some thing. You've probably seen David on his channel. once or twice.
What? Beast?
David De Las Morenas.
Is he the How to Beast?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Yeah. Well, the How to Beast pre-workout. I haven't tried it yet. I want to, but their shit is expensive. But I mean, I'm sure it's worth it.
Yeah.
But I'm already paying premium on so many things because I told you I mentioned that Magic Spoon cereal.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Is that the lower calorie, lower carb like Fruit of the Loops?
Super high protein though.
Fruit of the Loops, whatever.
They have a Fruit Loop knockoff.
Fruit of the Loops. Fruit Loops.
But it's zero sugar. I think it's like 3 grams net carbs per serving, which your average bowl is 2 servings. But compared to other cereals, that's nothing. And then it's...
We're going to sit down one day and actually do a health podcast.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want to be less... Although on my channel, I am going to start doing something I'm going to call Mobility Mondays. Because while I'm not the fittest I've ever been or where I want to be, I do know quite a bit about stretching. And I can share some of the yoga stuff because I am definitely a DDP yoga shill, and I will preach that gospel till the day I die.
I actually have been in a better place here recently because anybody who's watching the podcast or has heard it, I've got a messed up disc in my C5, C6, and it pushes on a nerve.
Yep.
Anyway, so I got a traction. I got a pillow. It's a specific type of pillow. It's got basically your head's flat and then your neck's raised up a little bit, to where you're supposed to be. I've also got a traction thing in my living room.
Your cervical instrument.
Yeah, no,
your cervix.
Oh yeah, I showed that. That's funny though, because somebody commented. Someone came in the other day.
So what's this about his cervix?
Oh my gosh. No, this one's better. Someone came in the other day in my house and they was like, "Is that a sex toy?" It's like, "Oh, it looks like a pocket thing, And I was like, "No." I was like, "That definitely not."
Could be.
Oh.
Could be. But anyway, so and I did the math, and you're paying more than your average cereal, especially if your average name brand cereal, because you can get the store brand that's cheap as hell, but you're paying a little bit more, but not much more.
Huge difference though. That's
huge.
Zero sugar and protein.
And the thing is, I love cereal, and I was bummed out because the only cereal I could eat was Total, which
don't talk shit about Total.
I love Total, but again, it's lacking in the protein department.
Yeah.
As far as nutrients go, it's fucking amazing. But Magic Spoon has all that stuff too. And then I'm buying premium soap too, which...
Are you getting Dr. Sasquatch?
No, I'm getting Tactical Soap Company.
Tactical Soap? I was thinking about hitting up Dr. Sasquatch.
Dude, I'm telling you, I recommend Tactical Soap.
Think so?
Bond smells fucking amazing. And here's the...
You bought it just because it's called Bond, didn't you?
No. I bought it for a very specific reason. So I was looking at that and Dr. Squatch, but it got recommended by another channel that I follow. And I'm like, okay, I'll check this out. Plus I got a coupon code. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll go this route. But here's the funny thing, especially in the winter, I have really dry skin.
Yeah, ditto.
Really dry skin. Yeah. I don't anymore. Not since I used that soap for about a week, and for the most part, on super cold, dry days, it'll still be, but nowhere compared to what I use.
Do you use soap everywhere or just body?
I don't use it on my face just because I use a different product on it, but I can use it I've used it on my face before.
Well, I wasn't sure because I use 3-in-1. Well, actually, I used to until my wife started buying my soap.
You know what? For all the younger men out there that might be watching this podcast, something I wish that I had gotten over myself is the self-care department. Because I'm not ashamed to admit it, dude. I started a fucking moisturizing routine for my face.
God, we're only getting older, so I mean, wrinkles and stuff are gonna happen.
It's not about wrinkles. It's about the fact that my fucking face is always dry and it's uncomfortable. Shit.
Oh, really?
Well, not to mention the fucking bags under my eyes, which I'm starting to think are genetic. But I got this eye cream and it's not disappeared, but it's helping. And I'm like, the first time I used it, I'm like, Jesus.
Oh no.
I was like, why have I not been doing this my entire life?
Routines, man. Get into a routine and it's
but it's
helpful.
Not even about a routine. It's like it fucking feels good and it's good for me. So why have I not been? Is this macho bullshit?
It feels good.
It feels good, right?
Macho bullshit. Machu Picchu. Where is that? Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu?
Machu Picchu. Is that how you say that?
It's in South America. I think it's Peru.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Machu. I can't say it right. So.
Yeah, now that we've gotten the... some other announcements. Because I'm in... Where is my Coinbase portfolio up to? Let me see.
Oh my gosh. I finally got this dude to get on crypto.
Kind of. I haven't invested any of my own money. I got all the free shit.
He got the $5 Bitcoin and the other coins.
All the free one. Oh, it went up, then it went down. It peaked at 38.34. Now my portfolio is worth 36.93, but that's pure profit.
How did you get those?
It was
from doing those little things?
The reward thing. Oh, one of them now. Oh, no, it doesn't.
See, that's lame. I never got any rewards from
that. That is some bullshit. But I am.
But I've been on Coinbase for 3-4 years.
Well, I'm getting ready to sell my lot too, and I've already divvied that money up through a couple of other ventures, which I will reveal a little.
Okay, I was gonna say which ones because I'll give you.
I will.
I wouldn't sell. I just hold it.
No, I'm not talking about stock. I have other things that I want to do beforehand because I really want to have all my debt taken care of before I start investing any real money. Like, I'll play a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing,
Which I don't have that much to take care of, but I'm kind of...
That's what a lot of people with this AMC and GameStop are doing. It's like they keep complaining that like they're not making money fast. And it's like the stock market, unless you have a lot of money to invest up front, you're not going to make a lot of money fast.
No.
It's going to take a while. Unless you're a day trader and you know what you're doing.
Well, but even then, most day traders are making money on doing things like shorting and
a lot of them also work for companies, and
they're making money off commissions. Yeah,
and a lot of them work for hedges, and a lot of them work for whatever they're called, I guess firms. Yeah,
financial firms where they're stockbrokers. They're buying and selling stocks for other people.
Damn right they are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah!
I have no rhythm when it comes to that. Ha! Ha! That's my favorite thing. Anyway, so
since I am insane,
it happens.
We're going to, well, not we.
I'm insane.
Ben the Ref and I are starting a bi-weekly wrestling podcast.
Are you guys gonna do it on Zoom or?
Yeah, we figured out. We're gonna do it on Zoom.
Okay.
We tried it. We haven't gone live with it yet, but we tried it out on Zoom. It works.
Does it look decent?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
Okay.
We're going to do it bi-weekly. It's going to be every other Saturday because I didn't know this, he runs wrestling shows every other Saturday. So I didn't know.
Why doesn't he record these?
He does, apparently.
Is he not allowed to?
No, it's on YouTube, apparently. I'm like...
Is it on his?
No, not on his channel. I forgot, and I totally forgot to ask him what the name of it was, but trust me, we'll plug it on the podcast because I love helping indie wrestling, especially when it's good. Which, I don't know, I've not seen it. I want to. But, yeah. Which also sucks because that means I have to start watching wrestling religiously again. Fuck, I watched Monday Night Raw, and it's just fucking painful.
It's time consuming.
Well, it wouldn't be that big of a deal if it was good.
Right.
But, like, some of it is so bad. And not to get off on a wrestling tangent, but now, you know what? I'll save that for the wrestling podcast. There was one other announcement, and I completely forgot it. Speaking of which, you can see the official Arte Media full
Yeah, and I'm
t-shirt.
fired. I should be wearing my shirt.
Oh, it's all good. I only wore this because I was going to the gym. I went to the gym before here.
Is that a cloth shirt or is that like a?
It's
that knee.
It's not dry fit, but it's like a really
close.
Flexible, soft cotton. Which this is what I fucking love to work out in.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a good workout shirt.
Oh, I love it because again, when you sweat, it dries out faster, and you're not all fucking sticky and.
Yuck. I usually just wear cotton.
Well, I mean, cotton works, but my favorite thing to wear when I work out is dry fit.
I wonder how that's gonna happen, cotton.
Let's watch.
Oh, so do you want to hop into this?
Yeah, we'll hop into it.
I'll let you
just
start
like
with your
just like the
peaches.
Democrats did. Hey, buddy, what are those right there?
It looks like peaches.
They're peach mints. And there's two of them.
It should have 2 pieces of candy on them. Peach mints.
Shit. Well, because
Hey, extra gum is tasty.
one's an impeachment. So there's two. So they're impeachments.
Impeachments.
And there's two of them, just like Trump has.
Yeah, and they both failed to kick him out.
Well, I suspect the first one they were trying to win, but again, they picked the worst possible charge and the hardest to prove. Because it's like, you had some things that could probably have worked.
Like what?
Well, for example, the same thing they tried to get Clinton on and then just failed miserably in their defense because they got him for misconduct and lying under oath about it.
Talking about the Stormy Daniels thing?
Yeah, they could have easily, because I'm sure.
Well, the only problem with that was I believe, I'm not sure if I'm right, I thought they, in court, she recanted her statement or something like that and said that they never had intercourse or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't remember, but even so, they could still reopen it up for an impeachment because it's not a criminal trial. I believe. I'm no lawyer, but I believe they can. And besides, with impeachment, I think with impeachment, it all comes down to a vote, right, which is probably why they still wouldn't have won. But I mean, which, if you really think about it, is kind of like, I get it, it's a vote, but like at the same time, it's kind of scary the story they're trying to put out there, because the thing is they're a fly. Yeah. but the story they're putting out there, it's like, because you don't like a president, let's impeach him. It makes me feel smarter than Mike Pence, though, because I didn't let fucker land on my head. Dude, that dude was so focused. On the debate, or I don't think he felt that. I think he knew. I think he knew. No, he was literally just like, I'm the devil, man. So I'm telling you, it's like I said. I think the fly actually got stuck in his hair product. You think so? And that's why he wasn't able to move. And he's just like, you're stuck. He's like a Venus flytrap. He's just like, I got you, motherfucker. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I don't know, dude. I don't think they had anything that was damning. You know, so that they could have again if trying. But again, they picked the worst possible. They tried to get him on incitement, which I talked previously on the podcast. From all the lawyers that I didn't consult lawyers, but like they're on YouTube and they write articles. From what I understood, it's extremely difficult to prove incitement in the legal sense, and even harder in an impeachment when you don't have the Republican votes. Yeah. But this whole thing, like we've talked off air, and I think I mentioned on the podcast before, the whole point of that second impeachment, they knew they weren't going to win. The whole point is to demonize Republicans and to say, look, they voted against impeaching Trump. It's kind of backfiring right now, though. Well, no, it's not, because here's the thing: the Democrats were really in a no-lose situation. Now, granted, they still messed up. I'll back up my shit here, so you go ahead. I was just gonna say they still messed up because they had a golden opportunity and they didn't take it. And the reason they didn't take it is because they had a handful of Democrats, because I think the original plan was they were going to want to call witnesses. But then you had Democrats, AOC, who were telling stories. You're not allowed to call her AOC. Only friends. I know, but I heard about that. I was like, I'll still call her that. Well, her Twitter handle and her AOC? Instagram handle is AOC. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so... she's pathetic. I don't hate her. I try to not. I don't hate her. I don't hate her. I try to be nice about it, and then Nancy she says, Pelosi. I'm pretty sure I do hate her, and it's not because I think she's like a bad person. I think she's just dumb. Oh, I think she's a terrible person. Okay. I take that back. In the political sense, like I don't think she might be evil for all I know, but like I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She gets too evil. But like I've said in the past that like with AOC, I really do think her heart's in the right place. I just think she's inexperienced and she has bought into the ideology and not been critical enough about it. She's what you would call a career politician. Therefore, who's that, Pelosi or AOC? Is Pelosi a career politician? Oh yeah. Has she been only in office? So hasn't really held a real job. Hasn't really had to worry about money for a very even if the economy's shit and that's whatnot. But right. So that's what cracks me up. They'll write up a bill even if the government shuts down to get them paid. Well, they don't write up that bill. Well, their salaries are controlled by an act of Congress. Now their stuff's still paid regardless of what's going on. Yeah, but that's because it's in the Constitution. Yeah, that was a... Uh-oh. What's it doing?
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain streaming.
Bullshit.
Hopefully it would pass.
I'm gonna check the phone, make sure you're still getting audio.
We should be good.
We should be good.
It's a video. It says it's not receiving enough, and it's
and it did this before last time, and it was. So
like, I can't give you any more video. We're already pulled over.
We're still.
Last time, and it was. So I can't give you any more video. We're already pulled over.
Everything that's happening now is happening now. When? Go back to the.
Hey, guess what? We can't get copyrighted for our own video.
That'd be funny. We should put a copyright frame.
Oh my gosh. You owe me. Who? You're me.
Me.
You.
It's like that meme of the two Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
Hey. Yeah.
Here comes the Spider-Man.
So
Oh, but what I was saying.
Insurrection. That's what I think. That's what we're kind of on. No.
Incitement as a. But what I was saying. Because Pelosi's definitely a career politician, but I was going to say with AOC, I honestly believe her heart's in the right place. She's just an ideologue and hasn't been critical enough of her own party's ideals.
I don't think her heart's in the right place. I think she is.
Well, I think she genuinely.
I think she's a careerist.
Ooh, AOC.
Whatever happens, that's going to make her even more famous.
She's becoming that.
I think that's what she started out.
That's what I mean.
What you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but gotcha. The old adage is true. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and she doesn't even have that much power yet. So imagine.
Right.
Well, and there's no limit to what we can do if we imagine.
I'm surprised you know that.
Oh, I did. I love that.
Great movie.
I don't know. Maybe I should. It's non-habit forming. You don't want none of this, do you? Actually, that movie is one I've annoyed so many people.
You're not even half of the half your brother was. You're saying I'm less than the Porter, Nate?
For the last time, I can't build you a candy house.
It won't
work. The sun will melt the candy.
Not if it never rains.
That is such a good movie.
I've tried to like make random jokes here and there about that, and like nobody knows what I'm talking about. Like, how have you never seen Dewey Cox?
Oh,
it's hilarious.
Oh, I love that when he's doing the interview too, and he's like, "Well, no, actually, custody is being thrust upon me.
I don't want it.
I don't actually want my children." And what's great is if you've seen any of the movies that it's ripping off, it's like because there's a running joke from Walk the Line, which is a random. So if you've seen Walk the Line, there's a random scene where Joaquin Phoenix, and I think it was partially an accident. Like I think he meant to break the sink, but he broke it way more than was intentional.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, but so Dewey Cox is a running gag where every time he gets upset, he runs into a bathroom and trashes it. He's just like, "Aah!"
Such a good movie.
But yeah, there's one scene in Walk the Line where they do that, which it's funny thing is Walk the Line's a really good movie. I don't even like Johnny Cash.
That's the thing, man. You get hooked up on that stuff, and then you might be a few weeks out just listening to Johnny Cash music just because you watched the movie.
No, I didn't. I still don't.
Well, I don't know about Johnny Cash, but I know I did with...
And I might be wrong here. But Johnny Cash just doesn't speak to me. I respect it. Like, I respect that it happened, but...
I think I liked, like, a couple songs. And that was, like... You know, I liked Ring of Fire, you know, just because that's, you know, that's the lame game. Folsom Prison Blues or something like that. And then when he redid Hurt.
Yeah.
But, of course, I like, you know, Nine Inch Nails version better because it was just...
But going back to Dewey Cox. How about Let's Duet?
Let's duet in ways that make us feel good. Yeah, that's when she when they're in the bed or when they're in the bunk together, and she's just like, I don't want to do anything, but the sexual tension is palpable.
And Jenna Fisher's delivery is perfect because it's like so ridiculous and yet it works.
Yeah. I love that movie. I've watched it. I mean, shoot, that came out before Step Brothers or after?
After, I believe.
Was it after? Because I think Step Brothers was 2008. And then
I think that was 2010.
I think it wasn't very much long after.
2009 maybe.
And it's hilarious because
and sitting here, like,
John C. Reilly actually sang all that stuff, and you know the dude's actually got a voice.
We'll answer this question. So we're always trying to think of shit.
Ways that make us feel good. It got cold. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a
2007?
foot of snow. 2007 for.
Dewey Cox.
That's why it wasn't big.
Oh, Step Brothers did come out in 2008.
That's why Dewey Cox wasn't big, because Step Brothers overshadowed it.
If Step Brothers had been first, Dewey Cox would have been a lot more popular.
Oh my gosh, that sucks for John C. Reilly.
Not really. I mean, the dude works steady. You know, another movie that... See, it's funny because now we're going to start listing out movies that John C. Reilly's in that you had no idea he was in that are really, really good, like Gangs of New York.
Also, What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Such a damn good movie.
It is a good movie, but the thing is, he's only in it for like a short period of time. But
he's
always looked so old.
Right. Well, and then again, if you see him, and he's really good in Gangs of New York, and another one that he's in that I didn't realize he was in for years is The Perfect Storm.
Oh, he was in Perfect Storm?
Yeah. There's so many movies where it's like, oh yeah, that is John C. Reilly. But he was really good. And so, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Oh, such a good movie.
Mama.
You know what? Say what you will.
Oh, he was excellent.
Leonardo DiCaprio's... everybody's good in that movie. But Leo DiCaprio's performance is fucking stellar. Why they didn't make fun of it in Tropic Thunder?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, I mean, he wasn't really in it, but why would they make fun of it?
No, because that scene where Robert Downey Jr. is telling him, like, they're making fun of, oh god, Simple Jack.
Oh.
And he's like, you never go full retard.
Bonton Jack. Bonton Jack.
But yeah, when he's like, you never go full retard.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, Forrest Gump, sure. Genius. A little bit not retarded.
Oh yeah.
It was like, should have totally brought up Gilbert Grape, but to go to DiCaprio, Gilbert Grape, he went full retarded.
That's another good movie. That was also
Tropic Thunder.
That was also a 2008 movie.
Yeah, God, you couldn't make that anymore.
Nope.
Even though, like, the whole point of the joke is like how people just don't get the joke now. Because I guess there was some backlash where a bunch of younger people thought the movie was new. I'm like, Iron Man's a racist. It's like, no, you don't get the joke.
Yeah.
The joke is hilarious because he's an idiot.
I know who I am.
back before I got drafted, I was associated down in Holland.
I love that when he's just like 400 years. And the other guy's like your people.
He's like, that's the theme from the Jeffersons. Just good to make it untrue.
Oh jeez. All right. Tangent.
Yeah.
These are not tangerines. Peaches.
Anyway,
so insurrection. The thing is, Trump was in a meeting when all that was going down, or not what was it? What was he doing when it all went down? He was in something. He was talking to people.
Well, what kind of bit the Democrats in the ass?
Everyone's like, why didn't he say something? It's like he was in it.
Well, but no, I mean, he could have said something. That's beside the point. He had several opportunities to say something, and eventually...
I'm talking while it was happening.
Yeah, I know.
He was somewhere else.
Well, but the thing of it is like the people... It had already started before his speech had concluded. Mm-hmm. And that's what kind of bit the Democrats in the ass, because they were going through all these timelines, which was helpful, but it's like, you know, at... I think it was 2:30, 2:40, the riot part of it actually started.
Right.
Trump's speech hadn't ended yet. So it's kind of hard to... And plus, he never said the words, you know, go break into the Capitol and stop the vote. It was strong language, but it's not language that... It's language that the Democrats have used. Which actually, Trump's defense did this hilarious thing. Where
did you see the video?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Man. They destroyed him. It was insane.
It's like...
And it was like they were literally doing the same shit they were accusing him of.
The phrase "fight like hell" was used so many times by so many people. And so I touched on this on the last podcast where I was solo, which I apologize. I was like half asleep when I did that. But that video was a perfect example of that. It's like the rules do not apply to the Democrats.
The rules for the
elite do not, you know... The rules do not fly. The rules don't apply to the elites because the elites make the rules. Oh, you took us
out of context. You do this and that. It's like it's the same shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
but the base, even it doesn't matter if you're in context or not, because when the basis of your argument is he used these words, it doesn't matter what the context is, because you've already set it up as using the words is what the crime is. And when you do that, a smart person, when they do that, they think, wait, have I ever done this before?
Yeah, let's not go there because, oh yeah, we said this. Oh no, just go ahead. Throw it out there.
Just throw it out there. Well, and again, I even brought up, it's like, they're going to bring him up for incitement. Maxine Waters better be right behind him.
Yeah, when she basically told people to harass.
That is incitement.
Yeah, because the thing is, harass, whether it's not, whether, like, you just want them to, like, go and just not be in their face, but, just, like, give them a hard time vocally, that's going to, set people aflame, and it's going to make them want to get physical.
Well, yeah.
So, therefore, that's incitement, I just don't get it. It's like, look, this is the whole
Well, but when you
stick.
tell people to, quote, I don't know if this is the exact word, so I shouldn't say quote, but to, get in their face and let them know, that is literally a call to action.
Yeah, exactly. That's aggressive, and that's incitement, So it's like, why wasn't she reprimanded,
Because she was a Democrat.
Exactly. Rules for thee.
Speaking of the rules not applying, did you see, and I don't want to always be like kicking Biden, because I don't want to do to Biden what the media did to Trump.
Dude, I'm 100% with you. I saw not to get off on tangent, but I saw a conservative. I'm not gonna name them because I do enjoy watching their content. But the thing is, they were going in on everything.
It was Crowder, wasn't it?
No, I'll tell you.
Crowder does,
but no, they were going in on every little thing he said, and it had nothing to do with anything. And they're just like, "Look at this." I'm like, dude,
you're doing
this is the same bullshit.
But again,
we hated,
and that's what I was.
Trump.
And I was giving shit to the people on the right too, because they do it too. You have your conservative hosts, and Ben Shapiro does it sometimes. He doesn't do it all the time.
He's pretty fair most of the time.
Most of the time, but I mean, and by his own admission, he does lean right.
Yeah.
But if it's extreme bullshit, but he does kind of soften the blow sometimes when it comes to fellow conservatives. When it's not, when it's an extreme gaffe, he calls it out and says, yeah, that was pretty stupid. But even then, it's still kind of soft. But anyway, my main point, and I lost it.
Damn. I hate when that happens.
I know, and it was good too.
Well,
we were talking about the rules not applying. So, Crowder's really bad about that. It's one of the things I dislike about him, is it's like he'll spend a 2-hour show just nitpicking what people on the left say, but anytime somebody on the right does something or says something stupid, it's like either not mentioned or it's defended, and that's when it's really egregious. It's like, no, Steven, that was pretty stupid. Well, he did this whole series about the Crusades, and it's just like, Steven, I get what you're trying to do, and at first I was like, okay, I'll bite, because a lot of in the West these days, especially in the academic setting, the Crusades are framed somewhat, I'm not going to say incorrectly, but somewhat unfairly, because what you do have to understand is that the response on the part of European Christians was, I'm not going to say, well, no, I will say it was justified. Because what you have to understand is, like, the expansion of the Muslim Empire at that time was unprecedented since Rome. They were just expanding. They had expanded into most of Spain at one point, and they were encroaching in Europe. They were threatening port cities, and not literally threatening all the time, but they were close. And they had taken Jerusalem, like literally taken the city and much of the surrounding area, and had eventually they brought down the Eastern Roman Empire. That's why the song Istanbul was Constantinople, because they conquered Constantinople and renamed it Istanbul, and it stayed under in some way, shape, or form Turkish possession until after the First World War.
Damn,
it was part of the Ottoman Empire. Yeah,
you're like a plethora of
because I
history.
love this shit. But anyway, what was he? Oh, the Crusades. So he was making that point, but then he took it too far, where it's like, yeah, but you still can't defend war crimes. Even and again, it's somewhat unfair to judge them by today's standards. Let's just say there were atrocities on both sides, but there were also examples of humanity on both sides. So let's just something like the Crusades. I think you just have to look at it through like, okay, this happened, and we can try to extrapolate why, but let's not judge so harshly. Because again, some of the, and this is true for both sides, because both sides did this. There was a lot of, quote, killing of prisoners. Sure, a lot of that had to do with religious fervor and hatred, but sometimes, and most of the time, the main cause was because it's like, we just can't keep these dudes alive. Like, we don't have the resources or the means to... Because trust me, in that time, particularly, I don't know if there was an equivalent for the Muslim cavaliers, but for European knights, you wanted them alive because you could ransom them.
Oh, yeah.
And get a ton of money. A ton of money. You can thank Henry V for starting the end of that.
Bastard.
No, actually. So, I have a really odd fascination with the Battle of Agincourt, which is basically where well, not the first battle, but probably the most egregious example of Henry V being like, yeah, fuck chivalry. Which, again, that was mostly because he had so many French prisoners that he ordered them to be killed, because it's like, there's a French army over there, and there's a lot of these motherfuckers back here. And I don't want them to think, oh, our friends are over there. We should steal arms and attack them from the rear.
Oh, then they're like, surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker. Which is... I could nerd out on the Battle of Agincourt. But for those of you who are curious about it, there is a movie on Netflix called The King where they have the Battle of Agincourt. It's not 100% accurate, but it's close enough to get the gist of it. I will say, if you do watch the movie, the Dauphin was not at the battle, but I do recommend watching that movie because the Dauphin is played by Robert Pattinson, who does the... I don't like Robert Pattinson, but damn, him speaking in an obnoxious French accent is so appropriate.
Was that wasn't T-3000, was it?
T-3000? No.
Why do I feel like that dude's name's Robert?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. You know, Terminator 2.
No, I don't... No. Robert Pattinson was the dude who played the Twilight vampire.
Oh, wow. I was giving that dude way more credit. Sorry.
Well, but here's
Have
the great
you
part.
seen this kid? Just kidding.
No, but here's the best part, and I'll do a little impression. I won't ruin it because it's totally worth it. You should watch the movie.
He's he's going to be Batman.
It was... Yeah, I know. Don't get me started.
I don't know. I have hope.
I don't. It's going to be a fucking fiasco. I liked Affleck as Batman. I will defend him.
Why didn't they stick with him? I don't think he wanted to be. I think he wanted to do the one and done.
And here's the reason.
3. It was a 3? Or was he only in 2?
He was only
Dawn
in
of Justice and Batman vs. Superman.
Correct, yeah. And Justice League and Batman vs. Superman.
Douchebag, man. You should have just... Like, I don't know what...
Well, I don't think that was all him. I think they were planning on rebooting the Batman franchise with a new actor.
That's kind of like the Joker. They didn't give Leto a chance.
Well, but Joker was a standalone movie. It wasn't...
not Joker the movie. I'm talking the Joker.
They gave him a chance, and it was... And I don't blame Jared...
15 minutes of screen time. He recorded he recorded like 41 minutes worth of stuff, and they only gave him 15 minutes.
Yeah, but he got weird.
That's the thing, though. He was trying to make it...
Yeah, but there's...
Didn't give him a chance.
So there's like Heath Ledger weird, which is great, and then... My problem with Jared Leto's Joker was I feel like he was trying to...
I don't feel like Heath Ledger's part would have went... I don't think his Joker would have went near as famous as it was if he wouldn't have died.
I disagree. I think I think that performance would have spoken for itself. Well, just look at Joaquin Phoenix. He's not dead.
Oh my God.
And he's being called the best Joker since Heath Ledger.
But the only problem is, though, is he's... what was it, him? That he said it? No, it's not him. Someone recently played... what's his face? He played It in the new It. What's his name?
Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
He's having issues right now. He literally, when he goes to sleep and has dreams, he dreams of Pennywise. And he dreams of himself as Pennywise.
Fucking wuss.
Dude. I'm telling you what, though.
I'm kidding.
But no, that it's crazy, you know. So like, you know, people don't understand how like movie roles, you know, they get into.
Yeah, when they get into it.
But anyway,
back to Jared Leto's Joker. I think his problem was he was.
It was kind of terrible. He just looked like a methed out Joker.
Which I agree. I don't think it was totally his fault. That laugh was awful.
That was
But
terrible.
he was trying to, I think he was trying to emulate Heath Ledger's Joker, but make it its own.
Mm-hmm. You can't imitate. You just gotta
Well,
start fresh.
that's the key, because every Joker performance that's memorable,
Dude.
and this goes back to Cesar Romero. I need to turn that.
Joaquin Phoenix's laugh was amazing.
Well, and again, Sign of the Times
Keep
and
talking.
original in that sense. And then the other common thread is the laugh. The laugh is always different. And A Sign of the Times. But I still say, without hesitation, the best Joker is still Mark Hamill. Fight me.
Give him credit, definitely. He was the best. Batman animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot.
And in some of the video games.
Oh yeah. I think he was. Was he in Arkham and the newer ones?
He was in some of them. I don't think he was in all of them. But I was super excited because they did an animated movie for The Killing Joke. And when I read it was Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill playing Batman and the Joker, I was like, okay, I'm there.
Dude,
I'm there.
Did you happen to watch Arrow and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And did you watch the crossovers for the end of Arrow and whatnot?
No, I hadn't gotten that far.
Kevin Conroy played Batman. You suck.
What? Oh no, I'm going to watch it. I just haven't.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't Batman per se. He was Bruce Wayne, but because
still.
obviously he's old.
So
but the thing
there's
is, he was playing Bruce Wayne, dude. It was
that's
pretty
awesome.
Cool.
So there's a rumor that, or there was a rumor. I don't know if it's still going around. There was a rumor that they were going to make a Batman Beyond live action movie, and they were going to get Michael Keaton to play Bruce Wayne again.
Oh yeah, because I forgot. There is an older Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne, and he's basically mentoring a younger guy.
Which, okay, I'm going to say Batman Beyond is fucking amazing.
It was a good one.
And it shouldn't have been, because nobody at WB wanted to do it. The network literally said, because they were working on Justice League Unlimited, which was another really good show, but they wanted to keep working on that, and they were like, nope, we're going to do Teen Batman. They were like, how?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Teen Batman.
Well, that's what they said, and they were like... And that was all they were given. They said, well...
No, I was thinking of Teen Titans. I didn't care for that. A lot of people did.
Teen Titans as a series was pretty good, but Teen Titans Go was a crock of shit.
Yeah.
It's dumb. And they canceled Young Justice for that shit, and I'm still mad about it. Because Young Justice is it's one of the best TV shows ever made, even outside of the animation category. It's good.
We got away from ourselves on that one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Impeachment. Well, but this is kind of the point though, because the impeachment shit is old. But
the
they
impeachment
still
shit is old Bruce Wayne.
No, but it's old, and they keep bringing it up, which is incredible. So the fact I'm kind of the opinion that
love
they
to
should
beat a dead horse.
Oh, well, because they need it. Which is another I was going to touch on later, but I might as well bring it up now. So there's a gentleman by the name of Carl Schmidt.
Schmidt.
And you have to pronounce that way because he's a German fella.
Schmidt.
Carl Schmidt. And his whole shtick, well, it wasn't his whole shtick, but part of his shtick was that the sovereign or the Politico, the governing body, in order to properly function, in his opinion, an enemy that can never be defeated is necessary, because then it gives the people a common enemy to always fight so that they do not then turn their aggressions inward. Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah.
You know the only problem with that? Carl Schmidt was the philosopher that was basically behind the philosophy of the Nazi Party. Card-carrying Nazi through and through.
Yeah, but I guarantee you there's plenty of, Democrats that probably like, he's a great man. Just kidding.
Well,
I don't know that for
probably
sure.
not, but there's probably quite a few that don't know who he is, and if given the information, they're like, oh, yeah, I can tell. Well, they wouldn't on its face, because Carl Schmidt wasn't coy about his philosophy. He was very clear. For one thing, he believed honestly that inequality is essential for society to be maintained, because there always has to be, which is, I guess, in a sense, especially at the turn of the 20th century, was probably true, because at the time it's like the scarcity of resources was a very real thing, and it was perceived to be just factual and could not be avoided. So I guess looking at the Sitzemleben of it all, that's probably what.
I'm just reacting to your words.
Oh.
Sitzemleben.
Sitzemleben is Bringing back to the philosophy class. I'm so glad I learned this one.
Philosopher.
Sitzumleben is it's a phrase in religious studies that means
Definitely German.
It is. Well, what you have to understand is a lot of the early study of Christianity, historical Christianity, was done by Germans. That's why a lot of the terms that are used are German for that reason. And Sitzumleben literally means situation in life, meaning when you look at historical events, you have to consider how life was at the time, which means basically you can't judge. I can't judge 12th century Europe on 21st century American, outlook.
Right.
Because like I just said, at the turn of the 20th century, resource scarcity was a very real thing. And they had no reason to think it would not always be the case. So you kind of have to give a bit of Carl Schmitt a pass here because he wasn't the only one. Thomas Hobbes was another person that felt that conflict was not necessary but inevitable.
Just a different story all around.
Well, only really at the turn of the 21st century have we really come to the belief that resource scarcity can be fixed, basically. And that's largely due with scientific advances such as GMOs, which I know a lot of people hate GMOs, but
they saved a lot of people.
Yeah, you know who doesn't hate GMOs? People in sub-Saharan Africa.
Just saying. I mean, because
there's nothing inherently wrong with the GMO. There's no evidence whatsoever to suggest that it's not.
No, but the thing is, though, when it comes down to science, like people, your average person is not a scientist, so it scares them. The unknown is scary.
Well, but the thing of it is, it doesn't have to be unknown because you can go.
Read a book.
Well, there are tons of independent studies, and there's plenty sponsored by corporations, but there are plenty not sponsored by corporations.
That's like people with, vaccines. Like say they're just scared of them just because they're vaccines, which. To be honest, I guarantee you that this is just my thing. But I guarantee you, so many people are outdated on their vaccines as they get older as an adult. Because the thing is, when you're a kid,
well, that's why
your parents take you.
We've had measles outbreaks in the United States.
Yeah, but that's also because of the whole anti-vaxxer thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about just like your normal people because they get them when they're young. Because their parents did their due diligence. But the thing is, that was only at the time we had like what 5 to 6 different vaccines when we were kids.
Yeah.
Now there's like 20.
Are there 20?
Dude,
I don't think they're all mandatory though.
No, they're not mandatory. But the thing is, they were trying to when my son was born, they were trying to give him like 12 shots within the first day, and I was like, oh, hold on.
What are
these? He's a brand new baby.
Yeah, I've never really I've never understood that one too.
Well, for one, like I'm not anti-vax by far.
No,
I'm
but
just,
at the same time,
educated. I'm not educated on it. I would just say informed.
But when it comes to vaccines, I also use a cost-benefit analysis because, like, I'll be the first to admit there are inherent risks to vaccines, but they're statistically very low. Like it's very, very rare, and usually the result of an allergic reaction, which they can test for now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happened. Like these cases are legitimate. Like I think the one thing that really sparked the anti-vaxxer movement was that, and I forget his name, the baby in Australia that died because he had an allergic reaction to one of the ingredients in a vaccine. But it's like,
well, the only thing that is like alarming to some people, and I would say this is not just that baby alone, but the rise of autism.
Yeah, but that's been debunked.
I'm not saying it's the vaccines. I'm saying, like, you got to think of like all the metals in our food, in our
right. But there's the prevailing theory.
This is just what people have said.
Yeah, but the prevailing theory though, and this is the one that I kind of ascribe to, is that the rise in autism, much like the COVID numbers, was an artificial one because.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Well, because we've just now started, and I say just now, like within the last 15 years or so, we've just now started to really diagnose. The autism spectrum in terms of medicine is really new.
Have you ever seen? I can't remember what this movie was about, but I can't remember what the movie's title was, but it was basically about this child who had autism. And the thing is, basically in the movie, they just basically speculated, or they said that autism wasn't really a disability. It was more along the lines of they were actually evolving.
Yeah,
And that because the thing is, if you ever, like certain autistic people, they can do things
well,
that
like
are
people with Asperger's
beyond
syndrome.
Yeah, and they can do things that are like insane, like like learn a piano and or just know it. So I mean,
well, Forrest Gump unintentionally touched on that when in the movie when he's at basic training, he's like the model soldier, but it's because his brain and again, it's a fictional character, so take it with a grain of salt. It's just funny, but this is really pre-autism being, I say in the mainstream, but like as far as being common knowledge. And a lot of people have like post-film diagnosed Forrest Gump with Asperger's syndrome because they say he's socially awkward, but it's like he'll talk to anybody, so that really doesn't apply.
no,
He's just different, but when he's in the army, he's the consummate soldier because he can do everything perfectly. But because to him, he can laser focus on a task. That's why he gets so good at ping pong so quickly, because he laser focuses on ping pong, and he has that ability to not be concerned with.
He also learns how to shrimp.
Yeah, exactly, because he can pick up a skill and learn it because he can laser focus on it, and he's not.
He's like Goku. Well, Goku is Forrest Gump. Holy shit!
Kind of. Now that you think about it.
He can have a friend with anybody.
Yeah, Forrest Gump's only distraction is Jenny, and Goku's is fighting.
Yeah, there you go.
I love you, Jenny.
I know what love is.
It's not a terrible joke, but it's actually one I'm really proud of. So I was watching Forrest Gump once with it was an ex actually, but so there's a line in the movie when he's talking to Jenny and he's like, "I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is." And I turned around and I'm like, "And I want you to show me." And we could not listen to Foreigner for like 2 years. Because every time I'd just be like, "I want to know what love is."
I can just imagine saying, "I want to know what love is."
That's what I'm saying. But he has to speak. He's like, "I want to know what love is."
Oh my gosh.
And I want you to show me. I know you can show me, Jenny.
Jenny. There was someone my wife worked with. Her name was actually Jenny.
Jenny.
And so there's like Jenny to the floor.
Jenny. What's that line in Waiting when he's like, Ryan Reynolds comes up to who's it, Justin Long? He's like, "Mama said they was my magic shoes. Mama said they'd take me anywhere. Of course, Mama used to beat me over the head with a belt and call me a retard."
I don't remember. Dude, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I need to watch it again. It's been forever. I've watched it 100 times. I should know everything in it, but for some reason, Step Brothers only comes to mind.
Speaking of we're not to get off topic again, but speaking of Step Brothers and Will Ferrell, have you seen the Daddy's Home movies?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love those.
They were good. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed them, and they were super funny.
I just like goofy comedies.
I don't like when movies have to like try to CGI stuff that's like completely crazy, like the whole motorcycle thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then the skateboard thing.
Yep.
And I was like,
there was one.
You didn't even need this, but the skateboard thing was funny as hell. Like so was the motorcycle thing, but it was just way overdone.
I know the shot you're talking about, and it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, still funny, but didn't really add or take away from the movie.
The situation did, but that particular shot did nothing. Because I love that bit when like Will Ferrell's dead and he's like walking the kids through. And what should we do? Call 911. No. The first thing we should do is stay calm. It's like, dude is dying.
What do we do?
The first thing we need to do is remain calm.
All right, so that was an extreme tangent.
We're known for it.
Exactly, but a person that was in the Capitol. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go back to the insurrection. So he is technically a Utah activist, whatever you want to call him. Have you heard about this yet? He was paid $35,000 each by CNN and NBC for his videos inside the Capitol. And the thing is, hold on. A Utah man faces federal criminal charges for his alleged actions during the U.S. Capitol riot. Sold his video of the incursion to major news outlets for thousands of dollars.
Sure.
He was inside the building. And then I didn't know her name was Ashley Babbitt. She was the girl that was shot and killed through the neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get where.
By the way, the chat box is open, people. Just saying. It's right there. Or
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's like
right. No, it's
if this was a
there. It's there. It's over here.
I can't get over that far.
You can just type.
But anyway, so the guy, it's like, if he, what would he be doing inside the building though? Like if he's not for it, you know, it's like if you're a journalist, you would have a pass. The guy didn't have a pass, or a press patch, because who was
I know what you're talking about.
A few people were in there. Tim Pool. No, was it Tim? No, it wasn't Tim Pool. Was it? Who the hell was it?
Oh, speaking of Tim Pool, did you hear? India does not like Greta Thunberg. Like they're burning effigies of Greta Thunberg. Which
this is exactly why you don't get your kids involved in that shit, because the parents.
Well, she's 18 now, so.
Oh, she 18?
Well, because when she started, she
looks
was
like she's
15.
12.
I know, right?
How dare you?
How dare you?
I feel bad for her.
Well,
like,
so again, where's the hat?
Oh gosh, I need this.
So this is solely my opinion, but hear me out, because I think I got something. So when that all started with her, she was 15, I believe, and it really didn't start taking off as far as mainstream coverage until she was almost 16. You'll notice she's been away from the mainstream news for quite a while now, and I suspect it's because she turned 18. Because now...
she's an adult.
Well, I think the whole reason she got famous in the first place was because, again, the extreme environmental movement said, oh, look, a kid is saying this, and nobody's going to criticize a kid, and even if they do, we'll just call them assholes for criticizing a kid. And it happened all the time, because I think some people were literally like, how dare you bully a child? And then there's like, we're not bullying her, we're just asking her to back up what she's saying. And the things that she's proposing are preposterous. And she's skipping school. That's her shtick. Is to skip school on Fridays. It's like, and here's the thing I would have said to Greta if I were in a position to where I could have influenced her. Like, if I were a teacher or something, I would have been like, okay, kid, I get it. Your heart's in the right place. I hope you just want to help.
Our parents are activists.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. I suspect that's not totally the case. But you know what you really need to do if you want to, quote, save the planet? Go to school.
And learn how to engineer, create something.
Come up with a plan. And the best plan would be something that had an economic net positive effect. Like the kid who designed the thing that's currently cleaning up the oceans. And
dude, you just read my mind. I was going to say that.
And he's working on a way to take out Garbage Island.
It's a little freaking machine that literally just sifts through the ocean. From what I remember.
Plastic. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of companies now that I can take this on. There's a bunch of companies now that are taking that plastic and recycling it and making jewelry, and it's expensive as shit. But I get it, because it's like when you buy this, it gives them something to do with the recycled plastic, and all that money goes to cleaning the fucking ocean. Win, win, win. You can even virtue signal with your little...
plastic is recycling is the biggest, scheme on the planet.
Yeah, but, it's kind of like... So, it goes back to the windmills in Texas. I think Tim Kennedy posted a picture of a helicopter.
I feel bad for them because, I get... Hold on, I'll let you finish, but I feel bad for them because the thing is, they're not prepared for this.
Yeah, and again, I'm taking this with a little bit of a grain of salt because this is extreme.
Oh, yeah.
99% of the time, it's not an
There's
issue.
a guy right here on YouTube. He can't even do his regular stuff because he can't get his camera on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's been without power for 4 days.
Yep.
And it's cold as shit.
Yeah, I know. That's not funny for Texas because David, How to Beast just uploaded a video today.
See in Texas?
Yeah, he lives in Houston now. He was in Austin. Now he lives in Houston.
Okay.
It's like he's originally from Boston, so he's like, yeah, I'm used to this, but like Texas is not used to this.
Yeah.
But what was it? Tim Kennedy put on his Instagram. It was a picture of a helicopter spraying de-icer on one of the windmills, and he's like, a fossil fuel powered helicopter spraying a chemical made mainly from fossil fuels,
You don't say.
de-icing a windmill made from made from petroleum products.
And the thing is, one of those wind turbines, what is it, the blade?
Yep.
One of those, it takes a giant.
Yeah, we've been over this.
It
takes a giant ass truck.
It's hilarious.
And the truck is so big that it needs a 2-vehicle escort
Now,
because
I get
it's a
it.
wide load.
Long run. They're thinking long run.
Maybe though.
But the thing is, you also, the thing is that those things down there, they didn't, to be fair, when they were building them, they didn't think this was going to happen. It's Texas.
Right. Well, my problem with the windmills isn't so much the extreme weather. They didn't do a proper cost-benefit analysis. Because after they put all these windmills up, they realized, oh, that's not the most efficient design. It's like we jumped the gun.
Duh. And they cost how much?
Well, and that's part of the problem. It's not the most efficient design, both in terms of energy collection and overall cost, because
Everything's bigger in Texas, including the debt. Just kidding.
actually their debt's not that bad.
No,
California is,
because they have smarter people in charge.
well,
No, I wouldn't say smarter, just better management.
it's more fiscally right-leaning managed.
Yeah, and
now
and even Tim Pool being a left liberal guy, I wouldn't even say he's left. I would just say he's liberal.
he's right in the middle, I think.
Oh, he calls himself a liberal.
Yeah, he
so
calls himself a liberal, but he's
definitely centrist.
He's saying a lot of conservative sounding shit.
But the thing is, though, because he knows how far the left is going, and they're just
that's probably why I refer to him as a centrist, because I don't think he's moved so much as I think the left just gets more and more.
That's why you call those crazy people the far left, because they're just falling down. And then people on the left, because the guy still supports a lot of different stuff, But where were we at?
Oh, we were all over the place. We were talking about windmills.
Yeah, windmills. But no, I don't know. This guy's just.
Well, and here's the other thing: windmills are one of those things that were originally designed for. Windmills are great if it's something like you can attach to your house and power your house.
Not an entire area.
I think our philosophy with green energy, I think our problem is, because I'm a big fan of it in theory, but I said from the beginning, part of the problem with how the United States is doing it is we're not. If you want people to go to renewable energies, it has to make sense monetarily.
Yep.
It has to save them money.
And if it's going to cost
an astronomical amount of money, it's not
worth it.
Well, not only is it going to cost money initially, it's in some places it's actually increased the energy cost.
I'll tell you what, deregulate solar panels.
Agreed.
And on top of that, allow people to live off grid.
Agreed.
They don't allow people to live off grid.
Exactly. That's the main problem.
Because they want to keep,
why would I invest in solar panels if I still have to be on the grid of the electric company?
Or allow me to be on grid, but allow me to just have my own thing. And the thing is, any money kicked back to the electric company, I get money. Because if I'm supplying you with energy,
there are some places that will do that.
They do supply you. All of your solar panel companies, when they do it, they still tie into the electric grid.
Right.
And the thing is, if your house doesn't use up all that electricity, it gets sent back, you get credit. So the thing is, though, you got to remember, though, if you're tied to the grid in times of bad weather, no sun, stuff like that, because most people don't have enough. If they just have solar panels, that's all fine and dandy. It's only going to run during the day. But you have to have a power cell, and those things are that's where a lot of your money is in those power cells.
Right. It's storage is the main problem.
Yeah, storage. But but the thing is, I don't know how to explain. I don't.
I don't know that we'll ever. The main point that and Dan Crenshaw shared another thing too, because I guess too.
Damn near impossible to replace.
I don't think it is possible just because of
damn near impossible. I didn't say not impossible.
In this climate, it's impossible.
Yes.
Because here's the funny thing, and this a lot of people don't know this. I don't remember if it's the entirety of American Samoa. It's at least one island is 100% powered by solar panels and Tesla power packs.
I'll tell you what. This
100%.
This is the idea.
But it's
solar panels all along the equator.
Well, but I was going to say, but it's a tropical island where the sun is pretty much always out. And the power packs, I think they said that there's enough battery cells that could power the island for 3 weeks with no sun, which in American Samoa